Hi, everybody. I'm Teresa O'Halloran, Dr. Teresa O'Halloran. I'm your instructor for Counseling 549 Addictive Disorders, Foundations of Addictive Disorders, I think it's called. So I may not know the name of the class, but I do know a lot about addictions. I'm looking forward to working with you this semester, and this semester is hardly a semester, right? We just finished. You guys had a week off. I was still grading, but and we're starting today, May 20th, and we just have 8 weeks, which is about half a semester. Semesters are 14 to 16 weeks, depending on what's happening. And so, yeah, we have a lot going on. The start was a little bumpy, which can happen sometimes as I'm revising an old class to try and make it work for our class. Things can happen, so I appreciate your patience with that. People have noted that one of the PDFs didn't come through right, and so I reposted that. You should be able to get it. There are also a couple errors still in the syllabus, which might cause you confusion. And so the correct syllabus is up, and the announcement that lists your assignments with due dates, that's totally accurate. So those are your assignments. But back up to the beginning, I am excited to teach you. It's called Foundations of Addiction, I think, because this course is really important to every counselor. Everyone in the world is impacted by addiction in some way, I could say. For sure, everyone in our country is impacted by addiction in some way. So they may be the addict themselves. They may be a family member of an addict, a loved one, a child, or a parent of an addict, or a coworker that's an addict. And so all of us are impacted by the struggles that an addict goes through, both for some of us, our efforts to try and help them, which often fall flat as a peer or a friend or family member. And also it's a struggle because of the destruction. It's really hard to watch people hurt themselves and in the end kill themselves often with the drug or behavior that they're engaged in. And also, maybe even more so, it's hard to watch the dying of the spirit. And not really in a religious sense, but like the core of the person begins to die off as the addiction increases. So a person you once knew, you may not be able to connect with that part of them anymore, or connect that part of them. And that there's a lot of grief. So our job this semester is to learn about what is addiction, what do we know about it. There are many models of addiction, and we may have our own beliefs to start right off that say this is what causes it and this is how we should help. But we also need to stay open because there are so many models of addiction, and the research continues. So this is an important piece that'll be happening in the first 2 or 3 weeks, probably 3 weeks. And then we'll also look at treatment. So what can we do about it? And we'll look at, this word prevention comes up several times in different ways, so I want you to be clear on this. Relapse prevention, which is helping people stay clean or away from their substance or addictive behavior. That's relapse prevention. And it could also be called maintenance of sobriety or being clean. And then prevention is a whole nother model. And your book talks about primary prevention, and that's what your assignment is that's due July 8th, is a primary prevention plan. So make sure you are doing that and not doing a recovery plan or a relapse prevention plan for an individual. It is a primary prevention plan. So you'll see that in your reading. And I'll point it out when we get there as well, but keep that in mind. The other big thing that we'll be doing is an abstinence project, and you probably heard about it last year from when you were at intensives, maybe from the second year students. We do this abstinence project in addictive disorders in all of our classes, and it's a very powerful experience helping you understand what it's like to let go, what it's like to let go and live without something that was central to your life. So whatever you're choosing to let go of, you know that you can pick it back up. So there's this psychological trick you can play with. This is just 6 weeks. So imagine what you go through and how an addict may feel as they go through the recognition of the need to let go fully. So many students choose something like giving up caffeine or soda or sugar or Facebook. I think people have given up cussing, but that's a really tricky one. I don't know. That's not the best. Yeah, those are the ones that come to mind. Those are the most often selected addictions or patterns to give up, behaviors to give up. So if you get stuck, you can't think of something that you do repetitively to cope in some way in your life, or you have had a passing thought of, ooh, I should cut back on that. Well, here's your chance to do that. And if you get stuck, email me or mail me in the course, and I'll see if I can help you come up with something. So that's the big project for the summer. It lasts 5 weeks because summer only is 8. So you're going to do it for 5 weeks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 5 weeks. And so there's a lot of instruction about that in the syllabus. The first thing that you turn in is a letter to your substance or behavior that you're letting go. And that's due June 1st. And that's a part of your final paper on this process, which is called their Abstinence Project Report. And it's due the last week of the semester, July 12th. I think that's a Friday. Might be yeah. And then also you'll be attending a 12-step meeting. So the syllabus was mixed up. In one place it said 2, but you're only attending 1. But if you already go to a 12-step meeting, go to a different kind. So if you already go to AA regularly, then go to Gamblers Anonymous or NA. Try something new so that you can get this fresh perspective. And then there's instruction about how to write your paper on that. Remember that when you go to do that, you don't take notes during the meeting. You can go right to your car and write down everything, but it would be really rude and uncomfortable for you to take notes during a meeting. So don't do that. Also, introduce yourself to the people when you come in as a visitor and that you're a counseling student and you want to learn more about the 12-step program. And they'll be happy to have you if it's an open meeting. In all the years I've been teaching this, I think I've only had one student ever who had a difficult experience where the group was, she felt they were not very welcoming. But people in 12-step meetings are very happy to let counselors know because they want us to know and use them appropriately for our clients. So yeah, so there's that. We're also going to be, with the discussion board, working with the readings of Pema Chodron, which is this little book. Sticky on it. It's called Taking the Leap. It's an amazing book. Amazing book. It's called Freeing Ourselves from Old Habits and Fears. So we will, it's little chapters. We'll read one chapter a week and have a post about it on the discussion board. Along with that, I'm asking you, inviting you to practice meditation 10 minutes a couple times a week. If you can do 15 or 20, that would be lovely. But I think that this is an important aspect of this course. You'll find as we go forward that using mindfulness meditation is a key aspect in treatment these days for addictive disorders. Yeah. So I got a question from a couple people about how many discussion board questions are we going to have and that sort of thing. So remember that this is a summer class, so we're doing we're condensing, we're doubling the class basically. We're doing all of it in 8 weeks instead of 16 or 15, and therefore you will have probably three discussion board posts each week. Some of them will be, I will post on each post whether you need to respond to 1 or 2 people and that sort of thing. But often the post to others on the meditation question or the children question will be optional, although it's a very powerful content and you may want to discuss with each other. But some of the posts, at least one of the 3 posts will be optional, having discussion. So yeah, it's crazy busy. You're right. It's a lot. So we will do our best to keep up. And I think you will find the content interesting and engaging for both those of you who are going to be working in the schools and those who work in clinical mental health. So I look forward to working with you, and I will be seeing you here on video, and I'll also be seeing you in Alamosa in a few weeks. Take care.